Oops. Oh boy. Come on, Paul. Uh, Going into this, I thought that I would never want to stop talking about my mom. Because when I stop talking, it's over. That's it. It would be the end. I was scared. But that's not true. Because I will always be thinking about her, talking about her. We all will. Her spirit, her soul, will always be alive inside of all of us. I'm here today to tell you all how she made me happy, how she made my life so amazing for the last 33 years. And that's what I'm going to do. First things first, my dad and I, my family, my mom, we appreciate every single one of you for being here today and for being a part of our lives. It means more to us than I could ever explain in words. And I know it seems physically impossible right now, but my mom would want all of us to be joyous, to be happy as we gather here today. She probably would also want us to be a little pissed off because this is BS how this went down. Sorry. That's the fire in my mom that we all love so much. But in the end, she would want us all to be happy. Today is the day that we celebrate my mother's life. And I think for the rest of our lives, we will always think about her during Christmas time. Celebrate her life, and it will bring us all closer together. My mom loved Christmas, and she always made her family and friends feel so special by putting so much thought and effort into every little detail, every gift, every meal, every decoration, every conversation. Making people happy was her specialty. Her love was infectious, and it was appreciated by all of us. While I stand up here today, I don't want to talk about anything sad. I want to talk about how amazing my mother is, and hopefully tell some stories, some things you haven't heard before. The stories that I have heard about my mother in the last few months have been incredible. Friends from grade school all the way through college have reached out and shared the most special memories with my dad and I. How my mom was always so down to earth, so kind, so artistic, so genuine, and so cool. She befriended the lonely. She brought groups of friends together to have fun. She drove a cool car. She skipped school. And she cruised around with friends on the weekends. Most of all, she didn't judge. She just cared. And she wanted to have a good time, to live life filled with love and friendships. That's the kind of stuff I want to talk about with you guys today, sharing awesome memories of the times we spent with my mom and how she made life better. And I can't wait to share stories with you all later. I'm going to start with day one of my life. This is the beginning of this. That was the preface. I was adopted. She bought me. I was expensive. Thank you, Mom. And you know, never once in my life, as my parents raised me, did I feel adopted. I never even thought about it. I would forget, and my friends would even have to remind me sometimes. I would be in a conversation about family origins with some friends at school, and I would start saying how I'm Scottish and have great genes. I think Luke one time was like, "Well, what are you really?" And I was like, "Oh." My mom is my mom, and I will always be her son. She loved me more than anything in the world, and she showed me and proved it to me every single day of my life. I think about how she was about my age when I came into her life. She was a young, amazing woman that gave her entire life to me and my dad. I'm forever grateful for the life I was given. When I was really young, I never crawled. I would just sit there and look around. It sounds like me. One day, Mom was leaving the room, and I just stood up and sprinted down the hall after her. First time I walked, I ran after my mom. That's a mama's boy. Yeah, I'm a mama's boy through and through. She used to pick me up from kindergarten every other Friday because she had off work. I was so happy and felt so special every time. It was always before the bus got there for all the other kids. I still remember the feeling of waiting at the classroom door, waiting to see her face pop in the doorway at the end of the hall, then running down the hall towards her as fast as I could, jumping into her arms. The feeling was so irreplaceable, I can still feel it to this day. Every single morning of my childhood, she made me 2 sippy cups of warm chocolate milk, delivered separately, the second dose of sugar precisely timed to arrive as I was finishing my last sip of the first one. The sippy cup was so I could drink it while still laying in bed and not spill it all over myself. That's how I was woken up every morning, a big hug and a kiss, and warm chocolate milk. Not 1 cup, but 2 cups. If that's not pure love, I don't know what is. And it's actually pretty genius on her part, because I was wide awake about 10 minutes later, excited for school. I realized this tactic later on in life. Nice work, Mom. One time I was sick, and she let me stay at home from school. She then took me to Target and bought me a PlayStation, so I wasn't bored while I stayed home. She knew it would make me so happy. I wasn't even that sick. She played the games with me for 2 days and made me food and gave me snacks the whole time. My mom was awesome. We cuddled every night after dinner, watching Rescue 911 or Roswell or whatever. We had our favorite shows that we bonded over. We actually used to even watch professional wrestling together. We thought it was so entertaining, knew all their names and backstories. Dad didn't approve of this type of television, but it was our little secret. I think Dad knew, but he pretended not to and let us have our fun. We used to even have these epic wrestling matches and tickling matches, and we would battle each other until we couldn't laugh anymore because our stomachs hurt so bad. Even as I got older, these nighttime snuggles after dinner didn't end. Eventually, my dad couldn't even carry me out of bed anymore when he would come in to go to sleep. I think I weighed as much as him by then. When I was about 11 or 12 years old, she took me to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland and lost me in the Jimi Hendrix exhibit. Changed my life forever, in the best way imaginable. That Christmas, I was gifted my very first electric guitar. She bought me my first trumpet, guitar, piano, harmonica, everything. Y'all know that I currently have a full-time career in the music industry and love my life thanks to my mom. I will always tribute my love and passion for music to my mother. She used to spend hours with me in my room typing up the lyrics to all my favorite songs so I could read them and learn them. They were so hard to read off the CD booklets, and she knew that. So she made the font real big and would practice singing them with me. She even bought me the uncensored Slim Shady LP with the parental advisory warning on it. I felt so cool. My cousin Steven and I listened to it on repeat for days. Sorry, Aunt Cece and Uncle Ham. She drove me to almost all my piano lessons and watched me at my practices. Man, that sounds awful. Right before high school, I quit practicing piano and stopped wanting to go to lessons, so we stopped going. When I was planning on going to college, she asked me what I really wanted to do. I always went to my mom for everything. I didn't know, but I eventually realized my favorite thing to do was play piano, and I was still pretty good at it. She said, "Okay, do it then." And I remember saying, "Wait, I can major in that?" I started going to lessons again to prepare for my audition, and she made me go alone. She wanted me to drive myself to my own lessons because she wanted me to make sure it's what I really wanted to do. A few months later, I auditioned for the music program at York College of Pennsylvania and ended up being the only piano music major to be accepted that year. I played Let It Be by the Beatles as part of my audition. My teacher didn't know that I was going to do that, but my mom sure did. One time she lied to my high school principal about a doctor's appointment when I was actually skipping school. She got me out of so much trouble that day, but was not happy about it. It wasn't the first time, and it definitely wasn't the last. Oh, man. She took me to my first concert, Dave Matthews Band, and many more after that, and she let me roam. HF Festival even. Gosh, she was so cool. Being allowed to explore freely was so awesome, such an amazing and maturing experience for me. It was all about the music to my mom and the feeling it gave people. It changed my life. Still to this day, I pride myself in my ability to navigate a thick crowd at a packed Fessler concert, all because of my mom. And I'm proud to say that I took her to her last concert. It was on Valentine's Day in D.C. We went with my closest friends and their wives. My mom was my date. I had a girlfriend at the time, but I took my mom, my main girl. My mom was one of a kind, instilling wisdom, happiness, and love into everyone she touched. She made our house a home. Everyone knew they could come to our house no matter what hour of the day or night, and my parents would welcome them with open arms, delicious food, thanks Dad, and a place to sleep. Most nights, even during the week, every piece of furniture in the house would have a teenager sprawled across it, usually 3 just in my bed. Let's just say we were all really close. We were one big family. The Joliet hospitality was unmatched back then and still is. There was so much love in our house. It was safe, all because of her. The night before I moved away to Charleston, she outsmoked me in front of my friends. Tricks she learned at Frostburg, I guess. That night was the first night I ever smoked with her, and it was hilarious. I remember every laugh. It was so much fun, so innocent, and so free. She always encouraged me to travel and live in different cities and experience the world. I knew it was so hard for her to let me go, but she still encouraged it and supported me through every single day. She was so strong, and it taught me so much about love. The thing I will miss most about my mom is her smile and her voice. Every time she answered the phone, it was like she hadn't talked to me in a million years. Every morning she would hug me like it was the first and the last time. Her enthusiasm was so pure, her laugh was so genuine, her voice was so cheerful, and her smile was so bright. She had so much spunk. She was so cute and so beautiful at the same time. I will never forget her smile and her voice. And from the recent conversations I have had with everyone, you all feel the same way. She loved me so much, and I loved her. She will always be my number one girl. She was put on this planet to take care of people. She lived her life for others, even for animals, and like a million plants. She was fun, so much fun. Man, we had good times together. I know we all did. Coors Light and tequila shots. The last few months have been incredible. I've had a chance to spend every second with her, loving her, her loving me. We walked together through nature and had the most magical conversations. We went to happy hours, we laughed, we talked about life, we connected. We spent more time together in the last few months than I think I would have ever spent with her for the rest of my life. I am forever grateful for that time. I'm so lucky to have that experience with her. After all this, I realized that my mom was put on this earth to take care of people, and that's what she did. She spent every second caring about someone else. She just wanted everyone to be happy, so much so, it would often make her mad. I know where I get it from now. Don't stop the party. She lived an amazing life. She traveled, she partied, she had a beautiful marriage, she had a beautiful family. She spent so much time doing what she loved to do with her family and friends. She lived more in 67 years than most people do in 90. I am forever grateful for that, and I know she is too. If there's a reason for any of this, I believe it's because it was her last lesson to me. She was teaching me how to take care of the ones that you love. She was teaching me how to love with a full heart no matter what it takes, to do the right thing no matter how hard it may be. She was teaching me how to be a man. If I wasn't a man before all this, I sure as hell am a man now, and I will forever be grateful for that. I'm ready to be a husband, a dad, a lifelong partner, and a lifelong friend. I'm ready for anything, and I have my mom to thank for this. But not all of this, all these things I've said today, all the moments of my life when she was there, it was not just her. It was also my dad, very much so. I fully know that this day is about my mom, but I also fully recognize that they are a team. Today is not only about my mother, it is about both of them. They are the perfect representation of true love. Genuine kindness, selfless to the fullest. They are angels. Most of all, Leslie Luann Gunn Joliet is an angel. She will look down over all of us and be there for us every single day. My father is the absolute strongest, bravest man I've ever known after everything he's been through, but that's where my mom comes in. My mother, my mom, she saved him. She saved me. Leslie Joliet is the reason our family is so strong, so humble, so generous, so loving, so awesome. My mom showed us the way. She showed us a way to make the world a better place. I will never stop loving her. My dad will never lose her in his heart. No one will ever forget her. She is the most badass woman I will ever know. She is my mom. She is our mom. And she always will be. I love you, Mom. You will always be my number one girl. You are my rock. Thank you. Thank you for everything. You're the best mom in the whole world. I will love you forever. We will all love you forever.
That was so beautiful.
I made it. I made it.